Like, that's what I think.
Ready as well. So 3-2, Clovers down fast on my way, and down about the team. Just a bit of a sinus roll that we don't use any intensity. We get a little bit of a money, it's not dangerous. I want to keep the fine happening. I'm ready. Try. They don't want to waste much time on their survey, but horses are not going to get out of the case market. It's a solid increase in the console. They know that they have performance anymore. It has to be made. There's a give yourself get started. Seconds, and that's been used to when I get you know, I think it's somebody down in shadows. That doesn't obviously give you some more on there. It's the line is very important stuff. And you don't want to put up like they're in those. They look weird.
I'm surprised that it's very dropping data to this thing. Things how he wants to really I love this split within the smoke waves of this, but there is when you see this smoke waves, when you sign it, it's a good product. They have the class bar already established. It's going to get nasty. First man down. There it is. Slaughter. Hates himself out there, sure, but I missed that shot. Starts him strong and again, and now I think that slow down the pace. Make a mistake. Working with really strong injuries. Yeah, now these skills are really everybody can succeed. So it's going to be possibly killing out the shadow prior to the barrel. It's going to get hot. There's the bait. There's the traffic barrel with the double kill. Opens it up now. Get right before the last two alive. Sit down and catch it. Go ahead and get next to the play. It takes one with the 3 kills for him. She is in the real alive. Close to the sixth round. This is where they have to be it should be a Hardy. Hardy guaranteed to be Yeah, that's the main thing right there. All the way to just gone, all the way back to the close on quick, but it doesn't matter. It was such big damage. 2 kills for him, and all of them. So yeah, right. The last man on 1v4. There's anyone on the side. This next guy, get a little force that shut down.
Because I think this is all about when they don't have IO.
Right.
Actually,
they're trying to 8-2 right now. All they needed was to get the more real shape. So they just really have to be very nice and the execution by this one is they have the idea. The execution is there. That's the only way was
they've actually run they're much better than
there. It's just that it goes
I don't know about this. For that to happen, first of all, really good together. You can have an item and they can kind of lay around it.
They have it.
Waiting without good don't yell this. Something I really know on this show on YouTube. I love the record, and it's best by that many games like tiny I thought my mom would just take any text from instant for let's get back into the game, and then you're playing with people, and you're not getting your shut down. Hopefully, you're totally going to get shut down. What about taking page out of an entire plate? I think you take the run. And Viper's got the big one. It's great for me. And also it'll take.
Surprise, surprise, get right, good night. Time for a nap. The rest of the team are getting slaughtered as well.
I mean, you don't pick the magnets unless you're going to have it. Like when you change items, there's ways that it's about that's pretty good.
And then once the
they actually have like 0 catch rate. They picked AM. AM is actually awesome.
Rude mother.
You ready?
Rude mother.
No.
So bad.
Jumping there for box actually slotted out cold, and there you go, Primer. Punts down cold. That was some crucial information gain. Even with the free fire. Advantage for everyone. Hold on to this side. Time it's taking. It's possible. Time to change up strategy. It's time to go aggressive.
Indeed, welcome back to the casting panel. It's myself, Odie Pixel, and I have the pleasure and honor of introducing my co-caster, PPD, who will be joining me here for the final series of the day. 4 Clovers against OG. We were actually having a little bit of a talk of the final pick from 4 Clovers. Neither are suspecting the Phoenix. We saw Phoenix come out early from Alliance. It wasn't the game for it then. Is this the game for it now? 4 Clovers taking it against OG's lineup.
It's not too bad. I was kind of pointing to you. I really like Brood Mother as the last pick there, but it's like super good against Undying. They don't really have any Brood counters. You would have a pretty good laning phase. It's amazing against Viper as well, but Phoenix is pretty similar. There's no like instantaneous lockdown from OG. They have like the Rubik lift and then some Tusk lockdown, but he's always going to be able to get his egg off in team fights, and they don't have the greatest attack speed. Gyrocopters generally just goes like the face boots and
40 seconds left. Exist.
yeah. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the egg might pop off, which will help them win team fights.
Yes, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how well Bambo can play. I mean, he's kind of come to this LAN and proven that he is the playmaker for this side. If he gets a good start here on what's going to be the safe lane, solo lane Phoenix that they're going to be running. But I've got to be honest, draft-wise, overall, you look at OG's lineup, and this is them exactly in their comfort zone.
That's what I said when I was on the analyst desk. They always get what they want. They have their meta figured out, and that's why they're such a great team. It's pretty hard to ban and pick against them because they're always going to get what they want, and they're going to play their way.
In terms of the lane matchups at the moment, it's going to be Moon here, just sitting on his own against EGM and Pycat. Mid lane, Nikwa trying to get the farm up against Miracle's Viper, and this bottom lane, Bambo on this Phoenix, trying to deal with Fly and No Tail. No Tail, of course, on his Gyrocopter. I mean, we've obviously talked about the strength of OG's draft, how they've got what they want. Do you like what 4 Clovers are trying to do overall?
I think their draft is relatively good. I do like it. As long as Phoenix is able to get experience, just as much as like maybe Tusk is, and they keep Tusk's farm down, it should be fine. I think Viper's probably going to go for the mech, so it's not too important that Moon farms up a lot. Magnus with an early Blink Dagger, he's probably going to get some early points in Empower. Stat camps for Tiny, see if he can get out of control. I do like 4C&L's draft a lot. There's going to be a lot depending on this Rubik. There's some great spells for him to steal. There's Fiend's Grip from Bane, which is super easy to steal.
Oh, top lane, Pycat's going to turn around with the combo onto Moon. Moon will get the snowball at time, and they'll turn it there. They'll get the first blood. Moon will still go down to the right click of EGM. So nice little bit of play there from Moon with his snowballs to get that first blood. Does end up giving the kill away, but I think they'll be happy with that one, OG, getting that initial kill.
Definitely a big kill for them. I didn't think that. I mean, Tusk was kind of the off laner in this situation. He ends up getting the first blood against Pycat's Tiny. Tiny just takes so much damage early on. He has next to no armor, so every right click does a bunch of damage.
In terms of the farm he's finding on this lane, so we've got 8 for 1 on Pycat. And you look over to Moon, he's been able to find a bit of CS himself, but it's the levels, of course, being the priority. Level 3 at the moment on this Tusk. We've got to be a little bit careful. We're actually going to start to see a rotation here from Crit as he looks towards the mid. Nico maybe a little bit too far out. We can get this lift. Can't quite get close enough, and we're not quite in a position to jump. Top lane again, a bit of action. Moon playing around with EGM. Pycat moving in with a combo. Moon will throw down the shards. The Nightmare will be there. Pycat, is he going to go for this one? EGM kind of stuck, trapped up the toss. The Avalanche bringing Moon low. He has got 2 mangoes here. Both his spells on cooldown for 6 seconds, and Moon will just be able to get himself away. You're going to see Crit come back up to the top, and well, with these mangoes, Moon could maybe look to go. He eats one up, he'll snowball himself across, and he'll get himself the kill. Nice use of the mango there, and Moon able to secure themselves a 2nd kill on this top lane.
Crit is just everywhere. He's just running around on Rubik with his boots first and just finding pick-off after pick-off. They need to be a little more conscious about where this Rubik is.
Indeed, we've seen Crit's Rubik time and time again. He's very, very smart with the hero, always in the right place at the right time. And, I mean, we're talking about the Rubik pickup again, picked up 3rd in the draft. There's a fair few spells that he won't mind stealing this game against 4 Clovers.
Absolutely. All of Bane's spells are relatively good. Both tiny spells are, pretty good. Magnus, RP, Phoenix. I've seen Egg get stolen a couple times. Realistically, I don't think it should ever happen. You should always be able to get your W off out of your Egg, but...
Oh, mid lane, kind of going on to Miracle. Miracle trying to go for Nequid. He's going to get it. He gets the kill. Saxa, he's actually going to turn and run. He doesn't feel confident in trying to finish on Miracle. He actually turns, but that... Oh, man. Miracle with a double. How does that man not die in that situation? I guess, well, the answer is 3 points of corrosive skin and a headdress.
He knows his hero, and he goes this. He doesn't even get boots on this hero. He just goes straight for the magic wand and the headdress, and he's got all this stats, HP regen, and he just doesn't die. He knows his hero incredibly well.
Top lane, snowball in, trying to close the gap into Pycat. They got the shards as well. Fate Bolt from Crit. He has still got that telekinesis, but the Nightmare, they're just in time. Holding Crit back, the Avalanche as well, to stop the aggression, and Pycat will be able to get himself back and salve up. But 4 for 1 at the moment. Looking at the farm as well, 27 for 2 on Miracle's Viper, 24 for 16 on this Gyrocopter. OG certainly off to the start that people would have expected coming into this matchup.
Yeah, that was devastating for their mid lane. They've been focusing a lot on Wyvern here, stacking camps, trying to help out mid as much as possible, and they invested 2 heroes into killing that Viper, and Viper ended up turning around and getting a double kill. Being able to touch Viper for the rest of the game seems very unlikely, and he's almost already to that mech, which basically makes him invincible.
And 4 Clovers, they've got to think smartly about what they're doing. Saxa is creating these stacks, so Nikwa will be able to clear those. And imagine, or do they give those to the Tiny in this game? The stacks and
the stacks? I think they give them to the Tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, Magnus can do them too. It's not that bad. Anyone really. Wyvern's going to sit there and kind of soak some experience, help him catch up. But they're losing all 3 lanes right now, I think, which is very problematic.
Top lane, Pycat's trying to come around in for a bit of action. Moon is going to get tossed up. The Avalanche is there as well, but here's your snowball. Fade box, also telekinesis, holding back EGM. They get themselves close and personal. Brain Sap will come out. Maybe with this Nightmare, they can actually find themselves a kill. It gets toggled up with the tosses there. They'll find the kill onto Moon.
They might get another kill here too.
And this could be a nice rectification of this top lane. The TP is coming in. He's ready to go, Moon. Is he going to be able to find anything? Crit without the mana, unfortunately, to set anything up. Telekinesis was still on cooldown anyway. So Moon, a waste of a buyback there. So a nice bit of a win there for 4 Clovers on the top lane.
That was a big win. Buybacks necessarily don't really mean too much. It's only a couple hundred gold, and he's able to see us at the tower. Of course, at a reduced, gold amount, but as you can see, it's already over the buyback penalty.
Nikwa with a haste rune. He's got the RP. He's going to move into a Miracle. Gets the skewer back as well. He's going to look for the straight TP out. Man. This man knows the limits of the hero. And again, Miracle just making the right decisions every single time.
Great play from Miracle, but not the best play from Nikwa, I think, there.
Bottom lane, No-Tail coming in with a cooldown, trying to find Saxa. He's using the Arctic Burn to get himself out across the tree line. Will be able to TP himself out as well. So TP scrolls, saving heroes left and right across the map. But it is still 4 for 2. OG with the lead, and No-Tail and Fly just getting away with this amount of pressure that they're applying on the bottom of the lane. And I think you said it yourself, the lanes overall seeming to get crushed here by OG. I guess pretty much the brightest lane is this top lane for Pycat, and of course EGM on the Bane, where they're able to make something happen.
Yeah, that being said, even though they are losing their lanes early, they still, I believe, have the better team fight with like the Fiend's Grip, the RP, the Wyvern ult, the Phoenix ult. That's actually something we didn't talk about. The Phoenix ult with the Wyvern ult. It's actually a pretty lethal combo. All these heroes are trying to hit the egg. You Wyvern ult, they all stop attacking the egg, then the egg blows up. It can be pretty devastating for the team fight.
And actually, bottom lane talking about the Phoenix, no tell, coming around into the tree line, will spot him out. He has got a dive here, Bambo, dives across them. Crits there, and we talk about this man being in the right place at the right time. He walks in just as needed, straight telekinesis into the cooldown.
Yeah,
and
really
crit.
sharp.
I mean, crit PPD, this man knows what he's doing.
He's everywhere.
And it looks like 4 Clovers just now ready for it. Bottom lane, no tail. Should be able to get the tier 1 here with this push through mid lane. Miracle keeping the aggression on top lane. A little bit of action as Moon went in with a punch on the Pycat. Pycat turns around with the toss and the right click. The brain saps there. Shards will get thrown out. Moon, can he live through this one? Pycat, no! He will lose his life. Blight just find the killer with a soul rip. Tombstone has been dropped. Bambo's there as well, so I don't know how aggressive Fly can go. But he's got the backup here of No Tail. Saxa's there as well, so it's a 3 versus 2. It's like 4 Clovers will just use that to get themselves out. They're wanting to fight into this level 7 gyrocopter. And whilst the Tombstone still drop down, Saxa looks for the TP out. Will make it. Rocket Barrage. Not quite enough damage. 6 for 3 at the moment for the side of OG and Farm. Still looking to go their way. Miracles Viper. Very, very scary. 8 minutes in, he's got the mech, 700 gold to boot on top as well.
Yeah, stay away from Viper. Let him. The hero doesn't farm very fast. If you kind of just stay out of his way and farm stacks, use your empower to catch back up, you should be fine. He's just gonna sit mid for a long, long time and just farm, and then eventually OG is gonna start making rotations into this Viper's lane, try and get down that mid tower, and then maybe eventually take over OG's jungle as they start placing wards down there.
The thing is, you said though, it's all going to be about the Supernova timing of Bambo, what he can do with the coordination of the team. You mentioned the fact they've got Winter's Curse. I mean, as well, just RP, Bane's disrupt, just holding people
RP's
back.
a great combo too.
Everything.
That's something the old Cloud9 team used to play. They'd have Bone 7 on the Phoenix, have Eternal Envy on like a super hard carry, and then have Fada play the Magnus, and Bone would kind of go in and just bait his egg, pop it up, everyone starts hitting the egg, and then he comes in with the RP, and then, one after the other, you got these 2 BKB lockdown sunlocks.
I mean, talking about the Phoenix on a kind of an interesting point of view, why do we not see Phoenix pretty much ever? I don't think we saw a single Phoenix at Major.
I think it's a pretty underrated hero. I do think that it's definitely viable. It's a hero we've considered playing as well. He's got great team fight, and that's kind of where this patch is headed towards. Everybody wants more and more team fight, and when you see your opponents picking heroes like Wyvern, Darkseer, you're just like, okay, our opponent has so much team fight. How can we combat this? And it's tough because you see heroes like Spirit Breaker and Night Stalker who discourage this kind of split push meta, and so you're left with this conclusion of, oh, we're going to need more team fight than our opponents, and you start looking at this hero tier list of like Panda, Brewmaster, and Tidehunter, and Phoenix, and you're like, these heroes are awesome at team fights, and I think we're going to see more and more of these heroes as this patch gets more developed.
It certainly will be a lot of fun to see. Bottom lane, Moon just hiding in the trees, soaking up some XP. Saxa is there. There was a rotation from the EGM. Moon should be able to stay hidden, no problem at all. Miracle finished off the phase boots now with the mech as well, so he's very much ready to fight. And talking about ready to fight, Uchi with the smoke up from the tier 2. No Tail, Crit, and Fly, very much ready to go. Let's see who they're able to wrap around. Moon's still hanging around here as well. Are they going to go for the middle? They're going to go for the bottom. Nikwa, at the moment, sitting on about 1k gold. And here's the snowball. They found Pycat. They'll set this one up. Tombstone's dropped as well. No hope for Tiny. As OG with the smoke, find one. They may even find more. Nikwa's actually got himself an Invis rune and does have the RP. EGM and Sax on the sidelines. Neither at level 6. They'll set it up though with the RP, and Moon on his own. They'll get the return kill. OG had actually left him at that point. And it will be a 1-for-1. OG, of course, with a bigger kill onto that core Tiny.
Yeah, it's not too bad though. Any kill is going to help them get back in the game. They're behind on net worth, so kills are worth that much more for them. It's likely they're going to lose their mid tower here.
Oh, Crit. He's got a telekinesis and the toss, throwing the Bane back.
That was cool.
I mean, Crit, he always does it with style.
They had no business defending that tower, though. They were at a positional disadvantage, and they had no idea where any of OG's were. And now they have all these wards up in 4CL's jungle, so they can pretty much know what's going on at all times.
Top lane. Moon just coming up the wave with the snowball. There is Pycat here on the side. He's on his own. He's got a DD as well. I mean, the combo and a couple of slaps.
He wants to get a cheap kill here, but
could do it.
I'm not sure if it's going to happen.
He's a bit off the mark here as Moon's able to juke it around. And yeah, Moon's going to be able to keep himself safe here. So Pycat unable to find the action that he was hoping for with that double damage. I'm seeing Miracle as well, just affording. He can feel that he can just farm this aggressively with the warding that, as you mentioned, OG have got. he can get away with this every time. And Saxon comes in, but he takes a Viper strike. He's got a TP straight out, but Crit, can he get it until there in time? Yes, he can. Straight away, once more, Crit being where he needs to, doing it with style, tossing up the rock column. And another killer for the side of OG. And I mean, this team has got to be an absolute nightmare to draft against PPD.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I just need a second chance, man. I'm ready. I need a second chance.
You've got ideas. I'm ready for EG versus OG round 2. It's going to be great when it comes. The Summit.
It's coming up.
That's when it's coming. You've heard it here. A lot of other teams, they don't seem to have the answer here to drafting against OG.
I think they had I think their idea of this game was pretty good. They're just the execution's not going too well. Like that double kill mid from Viper, that was game ruining.
I mean, we're talking about the Viper. What's Miracle sitting on? 6.6k net worth.
He's out of control. He can just sit in the enemy jungle, farm every camp. I don't think there's anything 4CL can do unless they're going to commit Fiend's Grip plus Tiny and maybe even an RP.
I do like this though. They're looking for a bit of action up top, and they're going to go straight in with the Avalanche onto Notel, but the snowball is there. Can they keep Notel alive? No. Notel's going to go down. Pycat incredibly low. We'll be able to ward this one out. The cooldown not enough to bring him down. Supernova isn't going to connect onto anyone, and now OG might try moving off the back of that. That'll be the dive out. Pycat in the sidelines. They got the shot! Oh. Moon absolutely on point there. Gets the pickup kill in return. But as you said, well, okay, they lose the Wyvern as well. It does end up being a 2-for-1 as Saxa just keeps walking into Miracle and Crit, just chilling in the Radiant jungle.
I see Blue drawing some lines here. It's very frustrating when you can't go into your own jungle. You're limiting yourself on the map so much, and I think what they're gonna try and do now is use their next ultimates to take back their jungle, maybe force Viper out of there and give themselves some space to farm.
Bambo still hanging up top with EGM and Nikra. They do have the RP.
They have an RP. They have no egg, no Fiend's Grip though, so this fight might not be the best fight for them.
They can get a Nightmare into RP. Maybe they can try and go, but I guess for the vision, they can't quite get it out. Now they do get the Nightmare to move, but the shards that came out of time, this is going to be nice. Nikra can't get himself in.
They need to get out. Viper just ported it in.
Okay, they're going to try and fight, and this, as you said, might be not the right decision. They'll get the skewer across. There's your RP onto 2, but Miracle comes in with the mech. There's the turnaround. They'll find one. Double kill for Notel. Make that 3. And as you said, OG were there with the reaction straight onto the tier 1. And 4 Clovers, they just thought they could get away with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've got vision of everything here and being a broadcaster, but you got to expect those ports in, especially from a tier 1 tower. Viper's just been off the map forever, farming in the Radiant jungle. He's just been waiting for an opportunity to port in and make a play.
That's, of course, going to be very painful. I'm looking at Nikra's gold. He must have been so close to that Blink Dagger and the Midas gold from Phoenix put on a horn. Here's your replay. Which was by the Score Esports, and straight away, as soon as that snowball comes in, you see Miracle coming around the corner. The RP's nice, but the mech's there, and that's when the turnaround begins.
It was an okay idea. I just don't think that it wasn't fast enough. It wasn't smooth enough. It was very forced. The Bane went in. He barely caught the Tusk with the sleep, and then they were like, "Can we fight? Can we fight?" And they were like, "All right, let's just go for it." And disaster followed that. He got mechs. He popped his wand. Undying healed him. He didn't even die, and they just got totally turned around on.
Now, 4 Clovers are now going to smoke. They don't have RP, but they do have Winter's Curse, and we've already talked about the Winter's Curse Supernova combo.
They expect the
huge.
Roshan.
But OG, they're going to have a DD as well for this fight if it kicks off. The 4 Clovers, they're really going to try this. It's going to be so hard for them.
I just want to see what's happening. They need a little bit more information before they take this fight.
Alright, Glimmer caping up, moving in, he's found EGM. No, actually, EGM's been able to juke this out. Hiding behind the trees, he's a bit of no man's land at the moment. Throws down the Nightman, EGM, he's going to be the first one to pay. They'll take this one off. Moon, the shard's actually going to be off point, pushing EGM away, so EGM's going to be fine. Pycat's still trying to move in. There's your Winter's Curse, the toss as well. Notel getting low, they get the Supernova off. This could be huge. Tombstone's being dropped by Fly, but the Supernova doing work. At the same time, the Miracle's just cleaning up house. He's found 2 off the back of this. And now, Crit. Using it against Sneakwa. This man is an absolute nightmare to play against, and there gets Saxa as well. The Winter's Curse into Supernova was there. It was nice, but it's just not enough against OG PPD.
It's a tough Roche fight into Undying. They put the 2 on the high ground. Super tough to fight into. Tiny just kind of bombed in there. He still doesn't have any items. He's had the Shadow Amulet in his inventory for about 3-4 minutes now, but not being able to complete the Shadow Blade. He just doesn't really have any farm to speak of. And now you see, Crit on the Rubik, like we said, is just dominating. He's 3rd on net worth, 4 heroes above any hero at 4CL.
That's not good for 4C&L.
Yeah, it's amazing how much just a Rubik walking around with boots, just having that lift, that positional movement, you know, that they're able to get kills from that.
Oh, there we have it. No-Tail picks up the Aegis. Midas has now been done here by Bambo. You look at the Magnus, Nikwe. He is nearly at that point where he's got the Blink Dagger, but we've seen it the last two fights. Oh yeah, Bambo's got to dive himself away from this one. In fact, Miracle. And he continues to chase. EGM's there on the sidelines, and he has got the backup of Pycat. As you said, Pycat very close to that Shadow Blade.
So Miracle's now got his S and Y. They now have another Glimmer Cape on the Undying. Let's see what else we have here. Nikwa still doesn't have a Blink. Very, very close. Tiny's, I guess he's almost got his Shadow Blade.
They were the team that were actually
12. Weird game for Tiny. He got so far behind being in that aggressive dual lane. Just didn't get too much out of the lane against Tusk. He actually, he gave up first blood. He died. They committed so much to killing the Tusk, and then when the Tusk didn't die, Rubik came back in, and they just kind of turned it around. And like we said before, they lost almost every lane, and it's pretty hard to come back from that.
We have talked, of course, about this wombo combo, and maybe now with the Shadow Blade Tiny and the Blink Dagger Magnus complete, it can look to smoke up and go for something. But talking about smoking up and going for something, OG, they're ready to fight. Smoking in round by the Radiant Ancients. Regrouped up at the moment on the side of 4 Clovers. If they catch wind of this OG crit, it's going to have the smoke dispel. He's going to walk straight and he gets the telekinesis straight on EGM. The cooldown's there. EGM disappears. Pycat gets Fiend Script up once again by crit with the stolen spell. It's a double kill for No-Tail. And OG are just styling all over 4 Clovers at this point of the game.
Yeah, this is an absolute rout. Crit, just unbelievable Rubik plays. Instantly Glimmer Capes there as soon as he sees anything going on. The tiny combo doesn't even kill him.
Oh, and Moon a miracle. Moving on to Bambo, he's already dove away. But Moon, of course, with the snowball and the shards, that huge range of chase down. One of the ways to deal with that Phoenix, and the fact that you're bringing along this very stacked Viper. Yeah, you're not surviving through that one. A Miracle hasn't died yet this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the scoreboard with 0 deaths on the way this game's going.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to kill. A little bit too tanky for 4CL at the moment. I actually haven't seen Viper. I don't think Viper's lost a game at this tournament yet, which is surprising because I am not a fan of the hero, but it seems to be working out really well here.
I mean, what do you think about it is that, what is it that works so good against these drafts that teams are pulling up against the Viper?
Everyone's fighting right now, so it's a mid hero that doesn't really lose his lane. He's very good in lane. It's totally fine to farm that early mech on him.
Miracle?
Pycat's gonna have a try here.
Yeah, maybe Miracle getting a bit greedy. RP, everything thrown down onto Miracle, and they get the kill, and it's a big one.
That was a huge kill.
Yeah, Miracle maybe going a little bit too aggressive there, getting a little bit too comfortable with the way that he's been playing, farming on this side of the map. And, well, absolutely worth the RP every time for that kill.
2,000 gold, 2,000 experience. Pretty big.
Absolutely huge there for the side, and they're going to need everything they can get here for Clovers to bring themselves back in top lane.
They can kill Viper like 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the potential to come back. They do have a much better team fight. Especially if they're able to burst maybe the Undying before he gets his tomb off. That would be pretty huge.
Saxo's looking for the TP shards come out. They've got the vision for the snowball, but he can't quite get there in time. Saxo will be able to TP himself away. No-Tail backing up to clear out some of these Ancients. So what's the overall net worth difference? It is around 14k at 20 minutes in. Not nice at all here for the side of 4 Clovers. And Miracle now back into the game. 2.4k gold on this man. What does he need to go for next on this Viper to be even more? Does he need to tank up even more, or does he go for the damage now?
Let's see. Viper doesn't need... I'm not sure what he needs. I'm not like the biggest Viper player. I'm not sure what you build at this point. You already have S and Y. You can't really go... He's got a Reaver. I guess he's going Heart. Sure. Yeah, if he tanks up, survives ultis, I guess it's not an awful pickup. It's different. Yeah.
No-Tail, maybe falling into the same trap that Miracle did earlier. Pycat's there with the Shadow Blade. Bama's actually going to TP out of this one. And they're not actually going to make a go here onto No-Tail. So playing it safe, the side of 4 Clovers. The rest of OG is coming in. And 4 Clovers... No, they're not going to go for anything too risky and just get themselves straight back out of that lane.
Gyro had the Aegis there, and they didn't really know where the rest of OG's heroes were, so if they committed entirely on Gyrocopter there, they might just get turned around and lose all their heroes.
Nico's actually managed to find the gold here towards that 4-star. Very, very close to picking up that recipe. OG starting to look for the tier 2.
pretty tough to high ground into this lineup. They may try to force 4CL back to their base, but I wouldn't expect a full commitment up into the barracks here. I think they'll push what they can, maybe get a glyph, and probably fall back and wait for the next Roshan. Glyph is actually on cooldown, so they might commit him. Don't think that they can high ground though.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see OG play it safe. I mean, from the games that I've watched them on, they're very, very disciplined. They'll get themselves
good practice, no matter how far you are ahead.
Exactly, yeah. They just don't want to risk throwing anything away. I mean, that kill on Miracle was a bit of a rarity. And the rest of the time, they played very, very safely when they're playing ahead. They never go for those brash pushes up to the high ground, and they just wait until the opponent just realizes there's nothing they can do against OG's power.
They got a gen pick up on Moon here. They're going to see Tiny.
They got the tombstone dropped into the punch. Pycat fairly tanky will live for it. He's going to go for the TP out, but the snowball's there. That was not the TP Pycat was looking for, and Crit once again with a stolen toss, using it against Tiny, putting him on a killing spree. And Pycat just getting caught out. And as you said, that gem pickup for OG, absolutely huge.
Yeah, it was about time. They're so far ahead. As long as they can just keep their map control. 4CL may not have another.
Is he going to stall all over EGM? I think. Has he got the burst? Yeah, he's got a brain sap. Yep. Okay, Nightmare's there. Okay, gets away this time, EGM. Crit, unable to find the solo kill. It was a good attempt nonetheless.
He's so far. 1,500 away from an Aghanim, son Rubik.
500 away. He's got the staff as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Even closer. 23 minutes in. It's, yeah. It's not going to be pretty. There's
some nice spells.
Some very nice spells.
Aghanim doesn't help too much, but
he gets it for star. And a nice Fiend's Grip, nice Supernova. I might see a bit of the old Axe Phoenix, not something that we get to see every day.
The Aghanim's Bane, Fiend's Grip. I like it.
A multi-man Nightmare.
Yeah, I guess.
Pretty much what 4 Clovers is going to be feeling right now. But as you said, OG going to hold off on the high ground. And they do still have this team fight, the wombo combo of 4 Clovers.
This Tusk is going Aghanims too. We're going to see some Walrus kicks.
Alright. Okay, OG, I think it's safe to say that they're feeling rather confident with how this game's going. That's out. He's going to find Saxa here. Be able to get the... Well, Saxa got the Arctic Burn. And, yeah, he'll just get himself out across the tree line. Kiting up No-Teller, throw down a homing missile just to slow the amount of time before Saxa can actually TP out elsewhere across the map. He does have that TP, so he should be fine.
Oh, Tusk is coming.
And Moon going to come all the way and look for this, because Saxa's not yet left the lane. In fact, he's Arctic burning back across, and Moon's there. And, I mean, it begs the question, really, should Saxa have just gone for the TP out? I mean, well, Winter's Curse is there to hold them, but Hotel's got an SMY, he's got that movement speed, and Saxa, he's going to take a Rock Barrage to the face. They get themselves the kill, and another kill hits the tally of OG.
He's just trying to keep the lanes pushed. His death is, in the grand scale of things, isn't too important.
They get the Nightmare to Miracle, it gets taken off by Fly, and Miracle just starts to go to work on EGM. EGM, another casualty on the side of 4 Clovers. They did manage to at least get Nika out with that TP. Bambo just hiding in the tree line. Moon, can he smell it? I can't see it. He's not going to look for it. This is a little bit akin to that last game that we saw between Alliance and the side of Empire, as this is pretty one-sided, Peter.
Yeah, it's pretty one-sided. We're going to wait for the Roshan. It's got a few minutes left, and then once they get that Aegis, they're definitely going to go high ground and try and end this game.
Yeah, there's a bit of a longer respawn time there, yeah, so they are going to have to hang on and hold off. Pycat still trying to find what he can on this top lane. He's more than halfway through the Aghanims, so something else that they will have to offer to this team fight, to the wombo combo, if 4 Clovers are able to hit it when OG group up and go. But OG, of course, they're going to be very careful with their positioning when they go for these high ground pushes, and it's going to be very hard for 4 Clovers to hit multiple heroes when they jump in. I guess they do have multiple ults, AoE, to try and catch them out and overall pull them and group them closer and closer together. And I'm sure OG will be very, very careful when pushing into those.
Yeah, surely something will land. They'll probably just sit in the on the high ground with both Gyrocopter and Viper. Gyrocopter probably having the Aegis, Viper having a heart. Neither one of them should probably die. And they'll do some counter initiation with their supports.
And this is certainly the point, though, where everything's kind of settled down. OG, not hungry to look for anything, and 4 Clovers, a little bit too scared to look for anything at the moment. EGM and Bambo just staying in the base. It's Pycat and Nikwa that are being the most confident at the moment. Just be trying to find what they can. Big Daddy No-Tail, he's got that Satanic complete here as well, so we've already talked about how hard it is for them to kill the Viper. It's going to be just as hard, if not even harder, for them to burst down this Gyrocopter in these fights.
You can already see the effects of the gem, though. You look up here at Nikwa and Pycat, and it looks like they're safe to farm. I mean, all of OG is bottom, but realistically, they have no idea where any of the members of OG are. The map is entirely dark for them.
And I guess at this point, when you've just got to take these risks, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
There's not a lot of options.
It's better to farm and take risks than just sit there and, wait for your eventual doom.
Now, Roshan will be up in a matter of seconds. OG's still hanging around the pit. There's your Tusk Agonims. We don't see it every day. Moon is going to treat us to a bit of a display here.
I'm going to look for it. He's going to try and kick someone out of the base when they high ground.
And 4 Clovers. Okay. Miracle. We've talked about this man in his runes. Gets himself a DD.
Perfect timing.
He's got to be doing something behind the scenes here. This is some very nice rune work from the boy. Axe is now done for Tiny, so they have got that going for them. 4 Clovers. Pycat ready with that, but it's pretty much trying to look for the best of a bad point of this game for 4 Clovers. To get a bit of a push here onto this tier 2, but OG take Roshan. They'll get themselves the Aegis onto No-Tail. It's going to be hard to kill him once. It's going to be even harder to kill him twice. It's going to be precise, probably going to be twice as hard. 24-7. 4 Clovers desperately looking for something. They're going to send the full 5-man up top. And maybe this is it. Just go for a full 5-on push themselves and try and force OG to fight into them.
Top tower is under attack.
Let's see, who has ports?
Structures are fortified.
Okay, now they're going to back up. I was going to say OG. I don't think they're going to be going back for anyone at this point. OG ready to move into the base. There'll be the D-Wall straight up from Saxa. No-Tail just waltzing in onto the tier 3s. OG with the powerhouse. Bambo comes out with the dive. There's a missile onto this man. Nikwa. Link on cooldown here because of the corrosive skin.
Tower is under attack.
And the tower falling very quickly. Tombstone's been dropped by Flight.
Nikwa needs to get these zombies off them. Do they have a smoke? They have some smokes in base. That would be a great way for them to initiate a fight.
Tower has fallen.
But it looks like they're just going to try and make some trades. Pycat's actually hitting the top racks in the top lane.
Okay. Okay, well the TPs are coming out just in time to try and stop this. The Fiend's Grip from EGM. Crit is there with the telekinesis onto Pycat. Actually the Nightmare holding back the Rubik. They'll kick Pycat back here. Pycat's going to continue to hit the racks. As you said, he found the ranged racks. Shockwave coming through from Crit that was stolen. Pycat getting punched up. The Glimmer Cape's there's not enough to save him. And now EGM stuck between Crit, stuck between Moon. Snowball forward here. EGM trying to do what he can, but it's a double kill for Crit. So they do get the ranged racks, but at the same time, OG are going to get the full set down bottom. I mean, an admirable attempt there from 4 Clovers, but it's still OG on top.
It was an interesting idea. It's just, I mean, they're in a really tough position right now. I'm not sure if there was a better decision. But because of that, they're going to lose probably 2 sets of racks. They might have a chance to fight this before their building goes down here. They don't have a glyph. They've already expended it. Still have all their ultimates, though. Except minus Fiend's Grip.
Right, second set of racks to fall in by the looks of it. Tiny, not back up at 10. They're smoked up, and Nikwa looking for the skewer across into the RP onto 2. Have they got the follow-up? Bambo comes through, and here we go, as you said. They're so damn tanky. Winter's Curse gets dropped, but it doesn't matter. They're just dying to the cooldown. The Rocket Barrage as well. Supernova will be successful, but 4 Clovers, they've got to run. They'll lose EGM as well. 3 down, double kill for No-Tail. Crit unstoppable. And they'll lose the racks here in the mid lane. 4 Clovers just getting absolutely smashed here by the lineup of OG, and GG is called. It's all too much. 31 minutes in. OG pretty much giving us the performance that we expected. And 4 Clovers, they may have turned up, provided upsets in series in the past, but OG, they're just not going to let that happen to them.
Different caliber of team. I think OG's definitely a level or maybe 2 levels above most of the teams here. But that being said, I think 4C&L had a good idea. A decent draft. They gave up a couple of bad deaths, and it really set them behind during laning phase.
Yeah, just another day in the office there for OG as they take game 1 against